All right, let's dive into something super important for all your care workers out there. Your personal development.
Yeah, that's right.
Specifically, we're going to unpack Care Certificate Standard 2. And get this, I've got an expert here to break it all down.
You got it.
So before we jump in, why don't you tell everyone a little about yourself and why this standard is so crucial for anyone working in care?
Sure thing. So I've been working in the care sector for, about 15 years now. And you know what I've learned? This whole idea of personal development, it's not just some fluffy extra. It's the backbone of providing quality care.
I
Truly.
like that, the backbone. Could you expand on that a bit?
Well, imagine a doctor who stopped learning after med school, right? They wouldn't be very good, would they?
No, that'd be terrifying.
Exactly. Care is the same way. New research comes out all the time, best practices evolve, even the way we understand certain conditions changes. So if you're not constantly learning, you're kind of stuck in the past.
And that's not good for anyone, especially the people you're caring for. But I feel like a lot of times people hear personal development and they just think, oh, more courses.
Yeah, I get that.
Is it really more than that, though?
Oh, absolutely. It's about a mindset, a commitment to constantly improving your skills and knowledge. And honestly, it's about growing as a person, too.
That's interesting. So it's not just about being a better care worker.
No, not just that. It's about becoming more well-rounded, more confident, even.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. But how does Standard 2 actually guide us on this journey?
Well, it lays out some really practical avenues for development. Things like, the classic training courses, workshops, online modules, all that good stuff.
Those are kind of a given, though, right? What else is in there?
Oh, there's more, definitely. One thing I love is job shadowing.
Job shadowing. Now that's not something you hear every day.
It's so valuable, though, especially when you're just starting out.
Tell me more.
Basically, you spend time with a more experienced colleague. Observe how they handle different situations, how they interact with everyone. You pick up so much just by watching and listening.
So it's like learning by doing, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. It's way more engaging than just reading a textbook.
I bet. I remember there was another interesting one in Standard 2. Volunteering, was it?
Oh, yeah, volunteering. People underestimate that one big time.
How so?
Well, you might think, what does volunteering have to do with my job? But trust me, it's all connected.
Can you give us an example?
Sure, let's say you volunteer at a local soup kitchen. You're interacting with people from all walks of life. You're developing communication skills, practicing empathy, maybe even learning some basic cooking or organization. All that can be helpful in care work, believe it or not.
I see your point. It's about broadening your horizons, right?
Exactly, and it shows you're proactive, which is something Standard 2 really emphasizes.
Oh, right. It's not just about waiting for opportunities to come to you.
Nope, you got to be the driver of your own development. Think about your goals, the skills you want to learn, then go after them.
So much more empowering that way.
Absolutely. And you know what? This all ties into supervision and appraisal.
Oh, yeah, those things.
They're more than just boxes to tick, seriously.
Really, how so?
Well, let's start with supervision. Think of it as dedicated time to reflect on your work, get support and feedback.
Sounds kind of formal.
It can be, but it shouldn't feel intimidating. It's your chance to talk openly with your supervisor, share challenges, celebrate successes, and brainstorm ways to improve.
That sounds more like a conversation than a lecture.
Exactly, and it's a two-way street, remember that?
Two-way, meaning?
Meaning you're not just passively receiving information. You're asking questions, sharing your thoughts, even challenging things if you need to.
So it's a collaborative effort, basically.
Precisely.
And then there's appraisal. Now, that one always sounds a bit more official.
Yeah, appraisal is more structured. It's like an evaluation of your performance.
I could see why people might get nervous about that.
For sure. But a good appraisal, it's not about making you feel judged. It's a chance to take stock of your progress, celebrate your wins, and then together with your supervisor, you set goals for the future.
So it's like looking back and then looking forward, kind of.
You got it. It's about making sure your personal development is on track, aligned with your aspirations and the needs of the people you're caring for.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm already feeling more motivated to take charge of my own development.
That's the spirit.
But how do we make sure this isn't all just talk? How do we actually translate this into action?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And that's what we're going to dig into next.
Sounds good. We'll be right back after a quick break. Okay, so we're back and we're ready to get into the nitty-gritty of actually putting this personal development stuff into practice.
You got it.
Because let's be real, knowing about it is one thing,
Right.
but actually doing something with it, that's what makes the difference.
Absolutely. It's like you can read all the books about baking a cake, but until you get your hands dirty and try it yourself.
You won't really know how it's done.
Exactly.
So where do we even begin?
Well, I think the first step is to take a moment. Just a moment to reflect on everything we've talked about so far.
Okay, so we're taking a pause here.
Yeah, like a mental pause.
All right, I can do that.
And think about what really resonated with you.
Like what stood out?
Yeah, exactly. Was there a specific learning avenue that piqued your interest?
Like maybe those training courses we talked about?
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe the idea of job shadowing really appealed to you.
Or even volunteering. That one actually surprised me a bit.
Me too. But it makes sense when you think about it. All those skills you gain outside of work, they can totally transfer over to your caregiving role.
I'm eager to see that.
Good. So once you've had a moment to think about it, I want you to pick one action. Just one.
Okay, one action step.
Yeah, but here's the catch.
Oh, there's a catch.
It can't be something vague like, oh, I'll learn more about dementia care.
Gotta be specific.
Exactly. So maybe it's, I'm going to sign up for that online course on dementia care by the end of the week.
Ooh, I like that.
Or I'm going to ask my supervisor about job shadowing opportunities tomorrow morning.
See, now we're talking.
The key is to make it actionable, something you can actually do.
And to actually do it.
Right, no more procrastinating.
So we've got our one action step. What's next?
Well, now we need to make sure we actually follow through.
Easy to say, harder to do sometimes.
True. But there are some tricks you can use to stay on track.
Oh, like what?
Well, one thing I always recommend is to write it down.
Like physically write it down?
Yeah, that's something about putting pen to paper that makes it feel more real, like a commitment.
Okay, I can do that.
Another thing you can do is set a deadline.
So you don't keep putting it off forever?
Exactly, and tell someone about your goal. A friend, a family member, a colleague. Having that accountability can really help.
Yeah, it's like having a cheerleader in your corner.
Exactly.
So you write it down, set a deadline, tell someone about it. Anything else?
Well, the most important thing is to just start.
Just do it, like the Nike slogan.
Aha, pretty much.
Even if it's a small step.
Even if it's just 15 minutes of reading an article
Or watching a quick video.
or asking a colleague a question, all those little actions, they add up over time.
And before you know it,
You've made some serious progress.
you've leveled up.
Exactly. And the best part is this journey of personal and professional development, it never really ends.
It's ongoing.
Always evolving.
Which means there are always new opportunities to learn and grow.
Precisely.
And that's actually kind of exciting when you think about it.
It is.
Because it means we can always strive to be better.
To provide even better care.
To make a real difference in the lives of those we support.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
It really is all about making that difference, you know?
It is.
And that's why we always like to end our deep dives with a little something to think about.
Oh yeah, food for thought.
Exactly. A question, a challenge, something to ponder as you go about your day.
I like it.
So here it is for all you amazing care workers out there.
All right, let's hear it.
Think about one area of care that you're really passionate about. Or maybe one that you feel, I don't know, a little unsure of.
Okay, got it.
Now, here's the challenge.
Hit me, Licit.
What's one small step you can take today to improve your skills or knowledge in that area?
Ooh, I like that. One small step.
Yeah, because sometimes it's those little things that make the biggest difference.
So true.
So maybe it's reading an article or watching a quick video.
Those are good ones.
Or maybe it's finally signing up for that online course you've been thinking about.
Or even just asking a colleague for advice.
Yeah, sometimes the simplest solutions are the best.
Absolutely.
The point is, just take action.
Don't wait for the perfect opportunity.
Just do something, anything.
Because those small actions, they add up over time.
They create momentum.
And they help you become the best care worker you can be.
And that's what it's all about, right?
It really is.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive into personal development.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you learned some valuable insights and feel inspired to take charge of your own growth.
And remember,
Never stop learning.
never stop growing.
And never stop making a difference in the lives of those you care for.
We'll catch you next time on The Deep Dive.
Bye right now.